Delaware's transit service, moving forward.
Summer holds a fiery grip this week on Delaware, and Delaware reports its first case of a new COVID strain, and the race for the Delaware U.S. Senate is also heating up. Those stories and more are coming up next. You are watching DETV News. Hello and welcome to DETV News. I'm Lauren Wilson. Thanks for joining us. Topping tonight's news is the record-breaking heat wave that's holding steady until expected thunderstorms bring some relief on Friday. The National Weather Service issued a heat advisory in Newcastle County through this evening. Temperatures and humidity are producing heat indexes up to 105 degrees. The Weather Service advised residents to drink plenty of fluids, stay in an air-conditioned room, out of the sun, and to check on elderly relatives and neighbors. The service also noted that young children and pets should never be left unattended in vehicles under any circumstances. Wilmington residents can seek some relief from the heat between 10 a.m. and 8 p.m. through Friday at the William Hicks Anderson Community Center. That's located at 501 North Madison Street. Air conditioning and water will be available. Even though city pools are closed for the season, Wilmington's 7 water spray parks will remain open an extra 2 weeks due to the heat. And authorities are trying to keep the heat on an escaped murderer who continues to elude police 6 days after he broke free from a Pennsylvania jail. 34-year-old Danilo Cavalcanti has been spotted several times in heavily wooded areas in southeastern Chester County. The latest sighting was on property belonging to Longwood Gardens. The 1,000-acre venue closed Wednesday for a second day. Also closed are schools in 2 districts in Pennsylvania that are taking safety precautions. Delaware State Police had said the convict appears to be heading south, but there is no indication that he has reached Delaware. Cavalcanti's escape came shortly after he was convicted of fatally stabbing his girlfriend. He was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Our next story comes from the Department of Public Health. Delaware has reported its first case of a new COVID strain. It's called Parola, and it's believed to be extremely contagious. That's not all. Fear is the current COVID vaccinations will not affect this latest strain. There's no word yet on where the case was detected, but the Centers for Disease Control is warning people to take precautions because the COVID-19 pandemic is not over. What's that mean to the public? Here's the latest advice from the CDC. Still get vaccinated or boosted when eligible to do so. Stay at home if you are sick. If you test positive, see a health professional and wear a mask when in crowded spaces. In more health news, mobile medical and behavioral health services will increase throughout Delaware thanks to more than $750,000 in federal funds. Those funds were secured for Brandywine counseling and community services. U.S. Senators Tom Carper and Chris Coons, along with U.S. Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester, joined members of the Brandywine Counseling Tuesday to celebrate the federal funding to support Brandywine Counseling's Community Care Mobile Treatment Service. The mobile centers address medical needs, behavioral health needs, and harm reduction on site and can travel to where it's most needed. It provides care ranging from vaccinations to diabetic care, wound care, to common cough medicine. Snacks and clothing items will also be provided. The mobile treatment is available to all, but focuses on bringing care to Delaware's most vulnerable populations. That includes the unsheltered, those suffering from mental illness, veterans, ethnic minorities, and pregnant women with substance abuse disorders. The unit is anticipated to treat more than 300 patients annually and can also link patients with ongoing care through wraparound services up and down the state of Delaware.
But this grant will allow us to further embed ourselves in the community, to further reach out to those that are not getting the services because of inequities, because of where they live, we want to break down those barriers as best we can.
In other news, there's a new Republican candidate in the race for the U.S. Senate. Bill Taylor, the owner of a metal fabrication company in Millsboro, announced he's running for the seat now held by U.S. Senator Tom Carper. Taylor is new to politics, and on his website, he identifies himself as a hardcore constitutionalist. Democratic Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester already launched her campaign for the Senate seat. Carper is retiring at the end of his term. Turning to Kent County now, Delaware officials announced a plan to keep a Purdue Foods processing plant open. Just last week, a Milford facility reported one of its boilers had failed. DENREC is going to issue that plant a temporary air permit this week. That will allow the company to rent a boiler for up to 3 months. The Milford plant processes up to 240,000 chickens a day. And a home invasion in North Wilmington is under investigation by Delaware State Police. Troopers responded to a home in the 2000 block of Silverside Road around 2:15 a.m. yesterday. 3 suspects apparently entered the home from an unlocked rear door and confronted 2 sleeping victims inside. The bandits demanded money, and one of the victims had a gun pointed at him the entire time. The victims complied, and the suspects fled with an undisclosed amount of cash and property. Anyone with information about this case is urged to call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-TIP-3333. Listen up, residents in Newark and Christina areas have been advised not to worry about loud booms over the next several weeks due to construction-related blasting. The Delaware Department of Transportation said the blast will occur in the construction zone on I-95 and Route 896. Residents will hear blasts once a day between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., with detonations likely happening 2 or 3 times a week. Traffic roadblocks will be in place during the blasting, meaning potential traffic backups at those times. The interchange is going through a $279 million renovation slated to be completed in late 2025. Keeping on the roads now, despite a case of deadly road rage reported just last week that resulted in the death of a Delaware man, a national survey ranks the Diamond State as #1 when it comes to polite drivers. Forbes Advisor surveyed 10,000 drivers who own at least one car, with at least 200 people interviewed in each state. Arizona was ranked the worst, and Rhode Island was coming in second. The states of Maryland, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania were right in the middle of the pack. The Forbes survey found violent road rage is on the rise nationwide. In 2022, 413 people were injured in road rage shootings. That's a 135% increase from 2018. And finally tonight, mark your calendars for the 62nd Annual Brandywine Festival of the Arts. The festival on September 9th and 10th is expected to be the largest yet, with more than 250 artisans and 16 food vendors. In addition to the food and the art festival, it will feature music, activities for children, and opportunities to adopt pets. About 15,000 people visit the festival each year. It's one of Delaware's most beloved traditions. It takes place on the Brandywine River. Admission is $5 a day, with children under 12 admitted for free. Friendly pets on leashes are also welcome, and shuttle bus services will make parking easy. For more information, go to brandywinearts.com. That's going to do it for this edition of DETV News. Be sure to watch us on all social media platforms and on Comcast Channel 28. I'm Lauren Wilson. Thanks for watching. Stay safe until we see you next time.